Lovely. How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, same stuff, different day.
And different room.
Yeah, different. I
I've
know
got a
you.
different background
You
today.
looked so frightened when you saw the new background. Like you looked really concerned that there was a different background you'd never
Where
seen before.
where are you?
I know, like I was
Yeah.
like stolen or kidnapped or something.
Yeah. Well, you just like had enough and left home. Gone on the
That's
hunt for Merle.
yeah, yeah, right. That's probably the most realistic guess yet.
Yeah, the real story isn't quite as interesting, really, that you've just gone home to Michigan for the weekend.
Yeah, it's not as nearly as fun as yeah, hunting down moral dangers.
No. Less likely to get you arrested, though, which is positive.
Which is probably the only reason I haven't done it. Honestly, I kind of need a job.
It's a very valid reason. And to not be incarcerated would be,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's nice, isn't it? To have your freedom.
yeah. I don't really want to be in jail.
No.
No. So, well, how are you?
Yes, same old, same old.
Same stuff, different day.
Yeah, haven't got anything exciting to tell you.
I'm sorry. That's kind of sad.
Well, it's kind of not. I've had exciting periods in my life, and I put exciting in quotation marks because most of the time exciting equals stressful. So I'm quite happy for
Mm,
things to be
okay,
quite boring.
okay. I got you.
At least I know what's happening.
Yeah, I got you. Saying sometimes boring and dull is better,
Yes,
right?
I like to
Yeah,
think of it as uneventful,
yeah. Okay,
which is
got it.
only a positive thing.
Okay, okay.
But I've been working hard trying to prep this episode. I
You
suppose there's
have
been
been working
that.
hard. I'm proud. I'm proud of you. Thank you.
It's quite right. It's quite right.
I'm excited to hop into it to get it going.
Well, it's another one of our Spotlight On episodes. And this time we are doing a Spotlight
Do
On.
do do do.
Thank you for that, for that
You're welcome.
intro. It's a Spotlight On lost and forgotten storylines, which I genuinely think that we spoke about this in like the first podcast that we ever did, that we floated this idea.
I think we did. No, I think we did too. It's
So
so
it's,
funny because the alcohol above your head looks like a crown for people that can't only hear us and not see us. The
yeah, I've
alcohol
got,
bottles up on her top of her fridge
I'm wearing them
looks
like
like a crown around her head of
a
alcohol.
tiara of
That's
wine.
what it looks like. That's what it looks like. A tiara of wine above your head. Like the queen of wine is talking to me right now.
I mean, that I have been called
Sorry.
out before, so that's fine. Yeah, I've got a couple of bottles of red and a bottle of pink prosecco up there in readiness for Christmas because I'm getting organised.
Well, that's your crown of the day.
My alcohol crown. It's
So
better than alcohol
I love it.
haze.
That's
Yeah,
true. At least it's still in the bottle.
yeah. Oh dear.
So, so
Um.
yes, you've been working
Yes.
hard for the money.
Yeah.
Do. So
Working
hard
hard
for
for
the
the
money.
money. Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm. Yeah. so, so yeah, spotlight on Tiffany's still bobbing her head. She's still singing in her head.
I
But
was sorry.
don't ever apologise for getting into the groove. But yeah, so I with the last spotlight episode, we weren't really sure. We just kind of dove in and saw how it worked out, and so we're going to do the same with this one. We've sort of got some categories loosely and some subcategories loosely, and we haven't really discussed any of them. We've sort of separately got ideas.
Yes,
So
yes.
this might be a hellacious mess, or it might be our best work yet.
Who knows?
Who knows? But that's there you go. Look, my life just got exciting. There's jeopardy. I'm about to venture into the unknown with you. My God, how quickly life turns.
That is so fun.
Might
I
might
know
open one of those bottles of wine.
that took a spin. Uh-oh.
No,
Now we're
now we're
talking.
talking. It's 5:45. It's legitimately fine for me to be drinking at this time. Well, I'll see how far
Yeah.
we get before I feel the need to crack into one. Um,
If it were me, it might be a different situation. Well, I mean, it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon over
Oh,
here.
you can have a lunchtime
I could
drink.
probably get away with. Yeah, I could get away with that
Yeah,
for
with
sure.
definitely if you got a solid meal with it, like a nice
Yeah,
hearty meal, you can definitely get away with a glass and a half. You'll be fine.
with a glass and a half now.
Mind you, this is you that we're talking about. So maybe just
Right,
three sips. We'll pace ourselves.
definitely pace ourselves
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. Um, but this is getting out of hand. Before before we veer any further off track, shall we? Shall we dive in and see how this goes?
We shall.
Okay. So one of my loose categories was in the station.
Which I loved. I loved the wording of that. I thought that was super cute.
Thanks. And I just picked out some
You're
things that
welcome.
happened in the station, around the station, involving the team, sort of in general, that
Mm-hmm.
the writers started and didn't necessarily finish.
Mm-hmm.
They're sort of semi in chronological order, maybe. I don't know. But the first thing that I came up with was the cool gadgets.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to all the cool stuff?
Hey,
We are back, and you are in more familiar surroundings.
we're back from outer space. Do,
From
do,
outer
do,
space,
do.
is Michigan in outer space? I thought Michigan was just out east.
Yeah.
It's clearly
Which
further
I
away
should
than
have
I thought.
changed it. I should have changed the lyric. I didn't catch it that quick enough. It's only 4:17 a.m.
Oh God.
Which, hi Carla. I told Carla I'd say hi to her because she so patiently has been waiting for this episode to come out.
I think it was Carla that commented on Instagram that if people were waiting
Yeah, yeah.
for the next episode, they should just go back and re-listen to the last 40 that we've
Which
done because that's what she does.
which how like I don't know if it made you feel special, but I kind of I felt very warm inside when I saw how many people had our podcast. And do you see people were doing like their number one listen to things?
The Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And just to see our podcast on so many people's, that was so
I could not
awesome.
believe it. Mind well and truly blown.
Yes, and just it meant so
It
much
was
to me.
mad.
Like I teared up. I just thank you everybody. It just this the small idea of us getting together and just talking about a show we love turning into what it's been has just been very humbling.
Yeah, it really is. And yeah, we just feel so privileged and honored
Hmm.
to kind of be going on this little journey with you because
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's just when we started, it was just you and I
Hmm.
sort of plodding along.
Hmm.
And it's crazy to think that there are all these people coming with us. And I love interacting with people, and I love it like when we are aware of the people that are with us.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I love
Yeah.
hearing from people, and like seeing that on people's Spotify Wrapped, seeing that we were number one in some cases,
Yeah.
and in people's top five, and yeah, it's just mad. So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for coming with us.
Yeah. Carla
We're just
always
so
messages
grateful for
me
you.
on Wednesdays. She's like, "Happy TNM Day." That's what she calls it. Every Wednesday. So I agree that I like the way you worded it, that they've come along with us on this journey. So, and I can't wait to see where we, what's next, where we go.
I know. And I've been keeping this a little bit secret, squirrel. And I might
Uh-oh.
still edit it out. I'll see how I feel when I come to edit it. Um, but I think I might have an opportunity to meet some people in person early next year, maybe
Oh, yeah, you never know.
in a warmer climate than
Hmm.
mine,
Mm,
possibly.
okay,
Maybe.
maybe. We don't know. We're
We don't
seeing.
know. We don't know, But hey, you never know. You never know. You never know. So that would be an exciting time.
Yeah, I mean, if it happens, this warmer place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to start slathering sunblock on
I'm
now.
trying to think of a word that it rhymes with, but I can't. I can't think of a word that the location rhymes with to give people a hint. I was gonna be punny or witty, but it's just not coming to me at these wee hours of the morning.
I mean, I can do like one of the comedy, rhyming things where it's literally the words with two letters added to the
Right,
front.
right.
Um, but there happens to be a football team that plays out of this particular city that I may be visiting that I'm a big fan of, and that Danielle is also a big fan of, it turns out.
Oh,
It's
okay.
co-owned by Glennon Doyle, Abby Wambach, Serena Williams.
Hmm.
A couple of actors are involved.
I did not know that it was like owned like that. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's female owned.
I did not know that.
And yeah, it's female owned. All female owned, or mostly female. Like there might be a couple of like Y chromosomes in the background somewhere, maybe. But but
For
the
the
people,
most part.
it's yeah, but it's run by women. The
Yeah,
controlling parties are all women.
that's
Very inclusive place to be.
yeah, that's awesome.
So, yeah, I can always relate everything back to football. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I got you.
But anyway, I might be visiting that place, maybe,
Okay.
where that football team is.
That was a good way to slide it in there. That works.
That works. That works. Tell you what else works.
Mm.
Cool gadgets at the station.
Yeah. They work until you
That
just
was
don't
that was a terrible segue.
find
Until
them
you don't bother
anymore.
with them anymore,
Yeah, until you just can't find them anymore.
and then they become a lost storyline.
They do. There we go. We made it. It was a little
Oh,
bumpy, but
it
we
was
made
a struggle. It was a struggle.
it. It was like
Look,
it reminded me of
things in life aren't always linear.
like off-roading cars, like when it gets really bumpy and it's like do, like that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
But we made it. We
yeah.
slid in.
We got there. We got there.
We did.
Which I think is what we were talking about before the hotel Wi-Fi and other things converged to stop us. That Tiffany's doing a. I nearly called you Julia. That's my fiance.
We're both German. It's
Tiffany's.
okay.
Yes, Tiffany was doing a converging hand motion.
Yeah, like I was trying to think of something like anatomic, like an atom or something. But again, it's too early
Oh
to
no,
think
I'm
of
not
stuff
very
like
good at
that.
science. Don't.
I'm not
Yeah, no,
either.
don't do science things.
Yeah, I that's why I kind of just gave up. I just let it go.
Yeah. Gotta love that you're a nurse. You and I used to be a personal trainer, so
Yeah.
you've got all that. Like we both had to do like biochemistry
Classes. Yeah.
at some point, and we're both of us are like, no, let's stay well away from
Yeah,
that.
don't ask me
Not
how I
going
made
near
it through
it.
those classes. I have no idea. I don't
Oh
even
no!
remember them at all. So,
Oh no! I found all my personal training stuff. We were cleaning stuff out and like moving stuff over from the office, and I saw all my training stuff was all there in all the folders, and I opened it up to a page and saw the diagrams of like
yeah.
molecules and stuff, and and I just kind of looked and went, nope. Closed it and went back. The law is easier. Like that's how much I hate all the science. Law is easier.
Seriously, that's so funny. You're like, I'll stick with law.
Yeah. So yeah, and we've gone on that bumpy track again. We've disappeared off
We
again.
have. Sorry, guys. We're coming back.
Sorry, we do this. We're coming back. We're coming back. Cool gadgets.
Cool gadgets. Yeah, that's what we were talking
Um,
about.
yeah, so what happened to all the cool stuff?
I don't know. Why would you want to get rid of all the cool stuff?
Well, I don't know. I don't know that I'm a fan of the cool stuff.
Okay.
Like,
Like all of it or just some of it?
no, any of it. I don't think I miss it.
Wow.
We had
Okay.
the VR headset was the first cool
Mm-hmm.
thing that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
In quotation marks, cool thing that we saw. And the one thing that I did really love was how Ben was so into it. It just
Yeah.
like I bought my dad a VR headset for Christmas a few years ago, and literally we didn't see him for the rest of the. He was just sat. He was sat in an armchair in my living room, just with this thing like on his face, just looking around the room, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
waving his arms around for like the next 4 hours. The only time he removed it from his face was to just take a sip of wine and put his glass back down. And then the VR went back on his face. And it just reminded me of that. It's like such a boys and their toys thing.
Yeah. And you still didn't
Um,
dig it.
no, because
Okay.
it takes away from the firefighting for me.
Okay.
And in 109, Andy says that she and Jack have authorized some cool gadgets. I think that she
Hmm.
calls them cool gadgets.
Hmm.
And then we see a CO2 sphere in 110,
Now that was cool.
which I'm assuming is one of the cool gadgets.
That one was
And then
cool.
that's the end. See, I didn't think it was cool.
I thought it was neat. It was a cool tool for them to use when they, I mean, obviously helped.
Yes, and anything that makes their lives a bit easier, I'm all for. Except I'm not.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
all
just
for
gonna
it
say,
because
are
I
you
love
really?
them.
Are you really
And I
though?
don't want them to get hurt. But on the other side, it just makes it that you get less cool firefighting scenes. If you can just see Andy like whip a little ball out of her pocket and lob it into a fire and it's done, or you can see Andy like, yelling down the radio, "We're running out of water!" And, get a hose, and like they're lumping hoses and they're dragging things, and that's more interesting to watch than, oh, here's a sphere, I'm going to lob it in here, and look at that, the fire's out.
So two things.
Yes,
One,
please.
you're very passionate about that. I was not expecting that at 4:27 in the morning. You're all in.
Better than coffee, baby.
And two, why did I picture Pokemon when how you were holding the spear, like when you were like gonna throw it? Try Pikachu or whatever they say. That's what I totally pictured. How you had your hands up holding the CO2 sphere. So that's what you guys are
Like
missing when you're
this,
not
the
seeing
fake
us.
sphere.
Yeah. Well, that's what she looked like. So visual for you
I,
guys.
I talk with my hands all the time. You do miss out on my visuals,
You do.
peeps, because the hands are constantly in action.
I think I'm more facial. I use my hands not so much
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
podcast.
you
I'm
are.
more facial than, yeah, and you're more with your hands for sure.
I'm very animated.
That's why we sometimes explain to you guys what we see the other one doing.
Yeah, because Tiffany does you do miss out like not seeing Tiffany's expressions, especially if she's like mad about something. If she's
Oh,
mad,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Tiffany has zero poker face. There is
No.
no poker face involved
Poker
at
face.
all.
No, I don't have a poker face. I'm sorry. This is, I agree. I don't. I wear my, what do they say? You wear your heart on your sleeve. Is that what they say?
Yes,
I
yeah,
think I do
you wear
that.
yours on your face.
Yeah. You wear yours on your face. I love how that
Yeah,
sounded. You wear yours on your face.
you do wear yours on your face.
So I've actually been up since 2. I couldn't sleep, and I was watching reels, and Adele came up, and then I started to miss you because I was listening to Adele not sing but talk, and I was like, I wonder where she's from. Where's her accent from? Where's Adele from?
Essex,
Is she okay?
Essex. That's why I always say to you, it's when you do your English accent. I always say
Mhm.
to you, it's like having an audience with Adele because I think that your accent always goes straight to Essex.
Ah, I'll take that as a compliment now. I sound like
Yeah,
Adele.
it was always meant as one.
Oh, okay. I can't sing like Adele, but
In
I
what
can talk
universe
like
is it a
her.
slight if you say it's like being with Adele? Adele's amazing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I can't sing like her, but I can talk like her. Oh, I'm
There you
halfway
go.
there. Hello, it's me. I can do the talking
It
parts of the
is
song.
you. It is you.
And we're back off
Oh
down
my
that bumpy
goodness.
road.
Ah, yeah.
And there we go.
But you've done great steering us back. You've done great steering us back. Um, Yes, where were we? Cool gadgets. Yeah, the only Tiffany's given me. She's got her head tipped back, drinking something that I am going to assume is an energy drink. Yeah, Monster out of a can, giving me the thumbs up with the other hand because we're back. We're back. The only thing that I can think of as to why the gadgets have gone is that when Sullivan turned up, he nixed it.
Okay, but the headset should have still been there because they had already bought it, right? They'd already spent all the moolah.
Yeah, but maybe he returned it.
Or
I
he
don't
took it
know.
away to
Sold it
be
on.
mean,
Yeah, because he's just like, come on, children, this is a fire station, not a creche.
which I could totally see
And
Sullivan doing.
yeah,
Yeah,
we don't play with
yeah,
toys.
could totally see him doing that.
What we do is we go and we sit at the upright piano and we sing show tunes.
Bully. We sit there, which is like the wooden. That's like an old wooden piano too. Like that's like old. It's like old school. Like
That's a lovely upright
it
piano.
is, but it's old. Just saying.
Yeah, but the best ones are old.
Yeah, that's true. They sound the best.
Played in.
Okay, so we agree that yeah, Sullivan's a bully. That's where we were at.
Sullivan probably took the toys away,
Meanie.
is what we're thinking. But I don't miss it. I'd rather concentrate on the traditional heroics and the emotion rather than like sci-fi stuff,
Okay. I mean
I
that's
think. And it all just felt a bit sci-fi to me.
okay.
But you miss
So the
the
VR thing I can take or leave the VR headset. I mean, I wasn't overly advocate one way or the other for that. But I thought that ball thing was cool. And I think to me it was like seeing more sides of what tools they have in their toolbox. Um, but I understand what you're saying
I'd be
too.
interested to know how often things like that are used,
Right.
kind of how many fire stations to deploy stuff like that and how much something like that would cost.
Yeah, I agree. And because I mean, obviously we never saw it again, so like was that just a concept that they had for that episode is like, oh, this would be cool? Or is that something that fire stations actually do use? It's just very rare. It kind of opens up all these questions that it makes you like just wonder
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Answers on the back of a postcard, please.
A pretty one.
Or you can just email us. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, do we have anything more to say about gadgets?
Maybe I just hope that we get some new cool ones in the
You want more
future.
gadgets?
Just I don't know. I like to see so kind of how you were like, how have him running with the hose and oh we're out of water. I kind of liked that's something I missed from the earlier episodes is there was an episode where Dean was like explaining to Warren when he was new kind of like the the actual like scientific parts of the fire and how it worked, and I kind of like seeing
Yeah,
that side of it and like actually learning about the fire and learning about like actually learning something. Imagine that.
yeah.
um and so if it can be like something where like we're actually learning something about the fire or something they use, and I just think that's cool. That's all.
Yeah, same. I'll go with that. If it's realistic,
Yeah,
if it's something that is actually done, then let us see it.
right, exactly.
If it's just sci-fi to make it look cool on TV, then bin it. How's that?
Yes, I agree. We'll be on the same
Good
page there.
compromise. I like it.
I
I like
like
it. I like
it.
it. I like
I
it.
love it. I want some more of it.
What's that?
I don't know who used to sing that. Was that Shania Twain? I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Is that Shania Twain? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, but it don't impress me much. Oh, what did
Oh,
she do?
drop the mic.
Even my dogs liked it.
I loved that. That might go down in podcast history right there.
Shall we move on to a subject that is close to my heart, which is in the sports arena?
Uh-oh.
Softball.
Softball.
I don't know a great deal about the game of softball.
Okay. I used to play it middle school.
I was going to say, I think it's quite an American thing. Although saying that, it is a friend of mine over here, one of my very good friends, met her husband on a mixed sex softball team.
A co-ed team?
Yeah,
Cool.
met her husband there, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like 20 years ago. So clearly it's a good place to meet people. But I used to watch a lot of baseball, and I know that softball is very similar.
Mm-hmm.
The ball is larger.
Yeah, it's just larger
I
and
believe.
soft and softer, actually.
Oh, that'll explain it.
Ah,
That'll do it.
that'll do it.
But apparently 19 has a softball team.
Yeah,
They have a softball team.
and this is so mean that we haven't seen it. Like,
Why don't we see the softball team, Tiffany?
even if it's instead of co-ed, co-station, where like they intermingle to make the team. I don't care. I agree. Why are we not seeing them play softball?
I need to see the sports.
You need to see Maya playing softball.
I think it'd be funny to see Karina playing softball. That I would pay good money to see. That would be hilarious.
But I agree with you. I love sports too, and the fact that we're not seeing, a day off. I mean, they went camping, for crying out loud. They can play a softball game.
And there was actually a Grey's Anatomy softball episode.
Then why can't we have a Station 19 softball episode?
I know. They could play against Grey Sloan.
They could.
That would be great. I think they totally missed a trick with the 23 versus 19 rivalry, because that could have spilled over onto the field.
Yes.
They could have had some real fun, because Andy would have like literally switched teams.
Right.
Because she went from 19 to 23.
Right. Ah.
The 2 times we've heard, there you go. The 2 times that we've heard softball mentioned, it was in relation to Andy, because in 110, when Andy uses the sphere that we were talking about, the CO2 sphere, Dearborn says to Andy, "Oh, when I'm captain of 19, I'm going to make you the pitcher."
Right, because she can throw it.
And then and then 214, we find out that she's actually the shortstop. Andy's actually the shortstop for the team. And Maya is literally an Olympian. She is literally an Olympian. How much fun would it be to see her get stressed out over everyone's either like lack of athletic ability or like lack of effort?
Yeah, or can't follow
that would
the rules.
Be so funny. Yeah, like just getting like really mad at everybody.
Yeah.
Because clearly she would. There would have been so many baseball caps, and that would have made you happy. We know how you feel about a baseball cap.
Made me very happy.
Specifically Andy and Maya in baseball caps.
And Merle.
And Merle in a baseball cap. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have to see Chief Ross in a baseball cap.
So I am really upset about this whole softball thing. I don't think there was a mention of softball after season 2. Certainly not one that I can recall.
No, and I wasn't as upset going in, but you've got me. I'm equally upset now.
And I don't know about you, but I'm a massive fan of A League of Their Own. A League of Their Own was my favorite.
I love A League of Their Own.
It was my favorite movie as a kid. Then they did the reboot for Amazon last year, the year before maybe.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my God, Tiffany, you need to watch it.
Is it
does
good?
Not disappoint. It is amazing.
It's on Amazon?
It's on Amazon, yeah.
Okay, because I love the movie. I hate the end of the movie, but I love that movie.
Yes, it's so good. Like the movie's like one of my favorite movies of all time. It had to be you. It's such a there's so many
wonderful you. It had to be you.
I love you, baby. It was just so good. Rosie O'Donnell. Oh my God, Get in My Life. Madonna, that's the best performance she's ever put in as an actor. Yeah. She was incredible.
What was the other? Gina Davis?
Oh, don't even get me started on Gina Davis. Gina Davis is just one of my favorite humans
Killed
on the planet.
That role.
Gina Davis is amazing.
Yes.
I may have had something of a crush on Gina Davis for about a decade because of that movie.
Nobody can blame you there.
Thank you. Yeah, and then the reboot for TV is also just beyond incredible. It's so good.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Do check it out. And it's really short. There's only, I want to say like 8 episodes or 10 episodes. It won't take long. Julia and I did it in like a weekend and then went straight back and watched it again. It was that good. So I need for there to be softball in Station 19. You can't just say, oh, we play ball, and then not show me them playing ball.
No, I mean, Melissa's obviously emotionally vested here. So somebody's got to get it to. And in fact, Peter Page.
People aren't gonna see this because video. But look, I am wearing a baseball shirt right now. Right now,
it says Marina.
Says Marina 19. I may have made it. It may be one of my collection.
Which we're going to insert a shameless plug here. Yeah.
Yeah, shameless plug. Oh, please go and buy some stuff because all profits go to Acto Sicilia. Link in bio. Go buy
Well, and
some
they're
marina
all
stuff.
amazing. So please go check out and buy some
And
shirts.
you can buy a baseball shirt. And in fact, let's do a thing. People, it's not overly expensive. Go get yourself a baseball shirt. I think it's 20 quid from the UK store. We'll all take our pictures wearing our Marina 19 baseball
Mm-hmm.
shirts. We'll
Varsity
make up a little
shirts. Yeah.
montage. Yes, it's
Yeah.
from the varsity collection. And we'll send them to Peter Page and tell him we need softball in our lives.
Yeah, that we already have the shirts. We already have the varsity shirts.
We can make it happen.
We can, literally. Like, if we
Right.
could, you know how fun it would be if we had a fan softball league? Like, if we all lived within a decent place of each other, we had a fan softball league, how cool that would
Oh
be.
my God. Well, if I happen to be in a warmer climate
Yeah, just, you
sometime
might
next
be.
year,
Yeah.
and if all this like really brutal physio that I'm having pays off, and I can A, grip a ball or a bat, and B, swing the bloody thing,
Yeah,
maybe we could work something out.
maybe. In this warmer climate. I don't
In a
know. For
warm
some reason,
climate.
April sounds like it might be a decent time.
You know, I don't have anything on in April. That would be
Yeah.
convenient.
Okay. Sounds good.
Softball. You're right. You've been drinking long.
That was just really aggressive and it caught me off guard. Softball. I was just not ready for it. Okay.
Right. It's going to be one of those episodes this week, isn't it?
It's all right. They had to wait for it, so we might as well make it good.
Do you have anything more to say about the glorious sport of softball, or shall we move on?
Let's move on because I feel like we could stay on this one for a while.
I know, and I'll start talking about A League of Their Own again. Staying on sort of a sporting / athletic theme, Andy's
Mhm.
self-defense classes.
Yeah, I would totally take those.
I would if I didn't have to touch anyone sweaty.
Okay. But I think that might be like you might be disqualified for that. Sorry.
I'm not a big fan of sweat.
I just think you have to touch the other person because you have to learn the
Yeah, like
moves. So I
the holds and
yeah. So
the
I think
grabs
you
and the
have to
holds
touch
and the
them.
things.
I'm sorry.
Well, if I could just be partnered with like Karina or Maya, that would be fine. I
I was just
feel
gonna
like
say, what if you can pick who you want?
their sweat would be less offensive, I feel,
Okay. So I'll
than
just
other
put you with
people's sweat.
Maya or Karina. It's done. Done deal.
Height wise, we're probably going Maya, aren't we? Because Karina's gonna
Yeah, we don't want it to
be
be unfair.
significantly taller than me. Could probably wrap her arm around my neck 3 times.
Oh my God.
Um,
Remember when
because
I couldn't stop laughing because that year I was like, I couldn't fight your mom because she was a midget, not because of her age. Do you remember that? Had nothing to do
how
with her
can I
age. It was because
forget?
she was a midget.
Yeah.
I can't fight a midget, Melissa.
I just got a vision of myself with Stefania with her arm
Yeah,
outstretched and her
yeah,
palm on my forehead and my arms swinging and me making like
exactly,
zero contact.
exactly. That would be it.
That would
100%.
be the situation. That would be the situation.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like I would be in with a fighting chance, at least size wise, with
Yeah, with
with
Danielle.
with Danielle. Yeah, Maya.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, but yeah, these self defense classes we saw one self defense class.
That's true.
And we haven't even heard it mentioned again. She hasn't even said in passing, oh, I can't do that because I've got my self defense class that day. Or you can't
Right.
schedule the clinic for this day because I have my self defense class on this day.
Does she bring it up in the finale when she's talking to the new mayor and she's like, you potentially lose Crisis One, Girls Fire Camp. Does she mention it there?
Well, you're the person who has watched that episode
I know,
approximately
500
86
times.
times.
I know, and that's why I can't. It's kind of making me think that maybe she brings. I don't know. No, but either way, we don't hear. It's not like something we hear or see advertised or anything like that. I agree
No.
with you.
So
It's just
it's
gone
like,
forever.
and we'll talk about it in great detail later. Don't worry, I'm not, we're not forgetting it. But I feel like those self defense classes are like a little nod to her assault. And so
Mm.
there was no
Mm-hmm.
follow through on the assault. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's been no follow through on this. And if they had
Mm-hmm.
followed through on this, at least it would have felt like there was a bit of follow through with the assault, I feel.
Right. No, I agree. That's a good way to look at it. It's a good point, a good perspective.
And the same with Vic's girls' camp, you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what's happening with that? Do we know how often these things are going to go on? Do we know if there's another one that's being planned?
Right. Like, is it like a class where we do this once a week for 4 weeks? Is it like? I agree. Like, there's nothing. It's just
No.
yeah.
And I think that that was a brilliant thing to bring up as well, because obviously there was the whole thing of there's not enough. We've heard it mentioned so many times that there
Mm-hmm.
aren't enough women applying. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's brilliant. Get them while they're young. And I loved
Mm-hmm.
that the girls that were like championed were girls of color.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I loved all of that. There was so much meat there. Everything about it was absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant. And then it was it was like a very special episode of maybe, and I'm sure it's been mentioned in passing again, but I think we need to see it.
Right. I agree.
And
And
I don't want it to be like the cop stuff where it's like one and done. Like,
yeah.
oh, we did it, we
Yeah.
covered it. We'll just say that it happens, and then we'll
Right.
not do anything else with it.
Right. And that's a good way to put that too. It's like you get a little glimpse of it, like hi, and then that's it. Like hi and bye.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Let us see it, because if it's important enough for you to raise and you to make an episode out of it, then it's important. And I just like it. Yeah, even like another like little nod to it, like a couple of the girls
Mm-hmm.
come down to the station to shadow, or like they, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Or even if we just see a flyer on the wall for it,
Yeah,
something.
just let
I
us
mean,
know
even
that.
that, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
so yeah, I
but
agree.
that I hope that that's not a one and done. I hope that we see more.
Yes, 100%. Plus, that episode was like, we got a lot of Chief Ross in that episode. I'm just saying. In the Girls Fire Camp episode, there's a lot of Chief Ross.
I understand that that's a priority for you, and I can understand why you would want to see more of that. That's absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
um, Another thing that is another one and done was this training day in 610, where they have 19 have this
Mm.
joint training day with 88 that obviously goes
Mm-hmm.
horribly wrong because
Yes.
Chappie dies.
Yes.
And again, I don't recall, which I probably should have done my homework a bit better, but um, I don't know if they mentioned in that episode like, oh, it's another training day like we do every 6 months or like we do every year, or whether they just said this is an out of the blue thing that we're just doing just for shits and gigs. But
I think it
it
was the
seemed
last
like
one.
but it seemed like no, hold on. I'm going to self-correct immediately because didn't Ruiz says at some point, I've set up loads of these things before and
Mm-hmm.
that shouldn't have happened. It's just come back to me. It's all coming back to me now.
There are moments. Oh God, I love Celine. Totally love Celine.
I will literally sing every line of that song if you keep going. So I suggest that we put a pin in it now.
Okay, you're
There
saying
were nights
moments.
of endless pleasure. Stop.
Oh God, just love. I love that. No, you're the one singing.
I know. I've got that stuck in my head now. Baby, baby, baby.
If you touch me like this. Sorry.
My rock and roll credentials have just gone right out of the window.
At least we're not singing. I like to touch myself or whatever it was last time. At least we're not singing that one.
That is a very good song. When I think
Okay.
about you, I touch myself. Oh,
Okay. I'm
it's a
just
very,
saying, I think Celine was a little bit better.
it's a very good song. But yes, no, Ruiz from Celine Dion to Teodora Ruiz. Um,
Theodora. Theodora.
Theodora. But yes, he says that he's set up loads of those training days before. So clearly, this is again something that happens all the time. Why are we only seeing one 6 years in?
Just like the firefighters' ball.
Just like the firefighters' ball. When did this start happening? Never been mentioned before. Could have had a bunch of
Never seen it
fun.
before.
Drunk
Yep.
people. Drunk people in
Dancing.
stilettos. You
Supposed
know,
to be food.
we would get a chance to see everyone in their finery.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
No. It just has to be. They have to take it from and then take it from us.
There you go. Or,
I
they
just
just
totally
give it.
stuttered
They
over
just
my
give it.
words. I love how I stutter and you understand it. You just kind of keep going sometimes. You're like, yeah, I got it. She didn't make any sense, but I understood
I
it.
speak fluent Tiffany, so I'm
You
fine.
do. Yeah. So you're
Everyone
just
else is
like,
probably like,
I love
okay,
it.
if I
Yeah, like,
speak fluent,
huh?
I'm fine. I'm fine. But they give us the firefighters ball. We see everyone dressed to the nines. Everyone's looking fancy. A good time is had
Fancy.
by nearly all. But then we
Yeah.
realise that means that we've missed out on 5 years
Mm-hmm.
of people in their finery.
Of the firefighter ball. Because
Yeah,
where have these firefighter balls been?
exactly. Are we going to see another one? We ask ourselves.
If they're gonna go by how that one went, probably not. That one just didn't go that well. But I think we should. I think they need the chance to redeem themselves.
There you go. It's like falling off a bike. Like if it's gone horribly wrong, you need to jump straight
Yeah,
back on said bike because otherwise the trauma
you
sets
do.
in and you'll never get on one again.
You'll never do it again. Ever.
So straight back in.
All right, let's do it.
If you had to choose between the firefighters ball and a softball episode, which would you go for?
Um,
Essentially, what I'm asking you
probably.
is Merlin a baseball cap or Merlin a ball gown, aren't I? That's essentially what
Yeah,
I'm asking you.
that
That's what
that
it comes
is.
down to
Yeah,
for you.
and I think it's gonna be the baseball cap.
Yes, good shout.
Yes, I think it's gonna be the softball for me.
Yeah.
And I think you would agree with that. Safe to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
I
single
mean,
time.
the speech we got about it earlier, I mean, it's like,
What a ridiculous thing to ask me. I'm happy
I
for them
know.
to just like relocate
How dare you?
to a baseball field and have most of it revolve around baseball and then they just like go to the calls in their baseball kit.
Okay.
Get dressed
Okay.
when they're there.
Yeah, just get like the turnouts over the.
Yeah.
I mean, that could work because, I mean, you have on pretty usually tight clothes when you play softball, so
Yeah.
I could see that work. I could
Kick
see
off
that
your
working.
cleats,
Your sneakers on,
put your boots on. We call them
yeah.
trainers.
Trainers, I love it.
Trainers. Sneakers are
Okay,
trainers. Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. I'm down. I'm down for it. What do you guys think? Do you guys want firefighter ball or um
Softball.
softball? And also, I was thinking somebody emailed in asking, I don't know if you saw it. I need to respond to the emails, but they were asking what we mean by MVP. When
Yes,
you
I
always
did
ask
see
me
that.
about what MVP is.
Yes, Hannah um,
Yes.
asked what MVP is.
So,
It's most valuable player.
mhm.
Hannah, to answer your question, it's American sporting terminology. MVP is
Yes.
the
And
most
we're
valuable player.
referring to actors, not characters. So which actor did the best job
Yeah,
in the episode? Yeah.
yeah.
It just made me think of that because we were talking about
Yeah, because we
sports
were talking
and
about sports. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So good plug.
Um, good plug, good plug. Um, any more to say about the firefighters ball?
So much to say, but no, we'll just keep going because I could talk about that episode like for a whole episode.
It is your favourite episode of all time.
It is.
Should be 305, just saying. Don't know where your loyalties are going.
It was so good. It was.
It was
We
good.
we
It
really
was
need
good.
to keep going, or I will start talking about
Move
it.
on,
Like
move on,
then
move
we
on.
need to end.
Um, Crisis One seems to. You actually mentioned this to me when we were talking about this episode. You said to me, you know what? Crisis One seems to have taken a little bit of a backseat. We hear about
Yeah,
it.
we
But
do.
there's only a bit of background chat about
Yeah.
Crisis One now.
Yes.
And would I be right in saying that there were no Crisis One calls in season 6?
Not that I can remember.
No.
No. So I think it really is kind of. It's not as severe as some of these have been, though. Like it wasn't a one and done, but I definitely think that they're veering away from it.
Yeah, the clinic seems to have taken priority,
Yes, agreed.
which I am very happy about because that means that Karina can get involved. Don't choke on your drink.
That's like your goal, I think, is to make me choke.
I want a spit take before this is over.
Yeah, all over the screen.
Yeah. But obviously it is a great way to legitimately bring Karina into the station.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand the logistics of them making the clinic a priority because she's a main cast member and that's how we legit get a doctor over here. So I love it. I'm not complaining.
I
But
like
Crisis
it.
One was,
I love it.
yeah,
I want some more of it. Sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know. It's bothering me that I don't know that song. I feel like I should know it.
You do.
Are you saying that your version of that song is so bad that I just don't recognise it from that
I
snippet?
loved the at the end. Like you thought about it really good. Hmm.
Yeah, no, I don't think I do.
Nope,
Oh,
nope, nope.
nope, nope, nope.
Okay.
But don't you think? Because like Crisis One was kind of Dean's legacy, and so it feels like. And I know that the clinic's called the Dean Miller Memorial Clinic, but I just feel like they've binned off Dean's legacy.
I feel like you want me to say something.
I mean, only if you've got something to say.
I don't know why that was so funny to me. Are you meaning this as a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing.
Okay, that's
And
what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
yeah, but
Um,
also, I'm hoping that we get it back because that's a way
mhm,
for Vic to progress,
mhm.
kind of career wise. We've seen lots and lots and
That
lots of
scares
character
me.
progression. What scares you?
Like Vic going to school for psych, like then are we going to lose her as a firefighter? That scares me. I don't want to lose Vic as a firefighter.
No, I don't think we'll lose her as a firefighter, but it would be good for it to come back so that we can get a bit more Crisis One, but also, Vic can then progress up the ladder and not just be stuck as firefighter Hughes for the rest of her life if that's not what she
Okay.
wants. And also, maybe we could get to see a bit more of Diane.
Little diddly about Jack and Diane. Two American kids growing up in the heartland. Sorry.
That was beautiful.
I'm very
Thank you for sharing.
karaoke mood today for some reason.
It is like sitting opposite a jukebox.
You never know what you're going to get.
No, that's it.
Like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Run, Forest. What a movie. I've only got one more thing to bring up in this kind of grouping.
Montage.
Tiffany's making fun of me because I'm doing my hand movements again and she's mocking me
Wax
by
on,
matching.
wax off.
It was very Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off, wasn't it?
It was. Mm-hmm. Just bringing you all in.
But the only thing that I've got left to discuss before we move on, if you're happy, is my pet storyline from season 6, which was the fires in Theo's neighborhood.
Yep. It's been a conspiracy to you for a long time.
Because I think it is a conspiracy. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist kind of a person in real life, IRL. But I do think that this is a IRL. I'm down with the kids. I know all the
She's hip.
Text speech. I'm very hip. My hip cracked earlier, as you heard.
It did.
That is how hip I am.
You guys, that does not justify being hip when you move and your hip cracks. Have you seen that meme where it's like, I'm so offended that my body cracks, but I don't glow? Like those glow sticks that
the glow
you guys have those over there? Yeah, like you crack them.
They did in the
glow.
90s, like the 90s rave scene, which I was around for, yes.
Because see, we don't glow.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
That
for
we
me.
don't glow.
It is.
So. Okay, sorry, continue.
That's quite right. The fires in Theo's neighborhood, that seemed to like come to a bit of a abrupt end, didn't it? It was just like that was kind of the main thrust of all the episodes, and all of the they sort of guided us towards these incidents. Oh look, this is arson. Oh look, this is arson. And then just ignored it.
Even brought in deeper level or higher level people.
Yeah, and Theo was like, "Oh look, there's a pattern," and then it just all disappeared.
Yeah, it was just gone.
Yeah, but I would absolutely love for it to come back, for that storyline to come back, and for the cause of it all, the root cause of it all, to be Dixon and his political corruption. And then that would like keep him in our minds. It would still have him like cast a shadow on everything. And it would be like Dixon is kind of still with us in a way, which I think he deserves because he was such a great baddie. I would love for his kind of dark web of corruption to still be ever present and affecting us in season 7 and beyond. I think that would just be really great.
Okay. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting to still include Dixon in that way, but
yeah,
I mean, it would be also very interesting to include him that way. So that's an interesting viewpoint to kind of have him live on in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Do we have anything else from kind of like in and around the station?
No, I think we hit them good.
Yeah. Don't forget to join us next week for part 2 of A Spotlight on Lost Storylines.